Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular mystery reading number 705. Before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around, hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. My current goal is 500 subscribers so I can have access to offering channel memberships, so if you do decide to support my channel and help it grow, thank you very much. The last thing I want to say is, if you are interested in a little bit of a free mystery reading or some free mystery messages, check the description box down below and make sure you read the whole thing, especially the limit for, commenting an emoji, as it says in the description. But starting with interpreting the number 705, the number 7 is about learning, wisdom, growth, healing. There's really some valuable information here that you could obtain from healing and reflecting. And when I said healing, it made me think of the number 9 and the Hermit card in Tarot, which is all about reflecting, and for me the number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. The number 9 was in yesterday's reading, and for some reason I'm feeling like the Lover's energy here from the reading before that. Maybe that could be significant for you. Maybe there's like a string of messages here for somebody. I'm not sure, but only take it if it resonates. The number 0 is about cycles. You're being encouraged to let something go and or to embrace something new. Something is coming to an end and something is beginning. Or maybe something is coming full circle and something has already begun and now it's ending. The number 5, right, that's 705, is about change and transformation. There's been a lot of messages about change lately in the last couple of readings. Change and choices. The letter C might be significant here for someone. Maybe the name Cece. And now for some reason I'm being reminded of that Disney Channel TV show. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a character on there called Cece. Maybe it's called Shake It Up. I don't know. It's kind of an older one. But adding up these numbers now, 7 plus 0 is still 7, plus 5 is 12. 1 plus 2, well, the number 12 right now is reminding me of boundaries, the importance and significance of boundaries. 1 plus 2 is 3. I'm also feeling the world here, some of you is really being called to find closure. The number 3 is about healing. I'm being reminded about how one of the audios that I was using, like the meditation I was listening to while doing this reading, the time stamp had like a bunch of 3s. It was only 3s. And so it feels like there's a strong encouragement here or push here for you to heal. Spiritually, you are being encouraged to heal and to trust yourself and to find the answers definitely that you need and that you deserve to lead a life of peace and stability and maybe even luxury, if you want to go farther and wider. No matter where you feel called, trust where you feel called, especially if you feel called to learn and to grow and to embrace change, to undergo some sort of transformation. Maybe there's something significant here about transportation for somebody. I'm not sure why. Only take it if it resonates. I'm going to, now that I'm done interpreting the number 705, I'm going to draw a card from the Ancestors Spirit Oracle cards to see what your ancestors see about your situation. I just now noticed that my camera, you noticed that I knocked it a little bit or hit the cord because it was moving. I feel like that's a sign of instability. Your ancestors already are pointing out some instability within or in your life, or maybe both, that needs to be addressed. Knowing, trusting that you deserve that stability and the peace that comes along with it. Maybe knowledge is power is an important phrase for somebody. The more you know, the better you'll feel. I know that, at least, as someone who struggled a lot with anxiety. Sometimes knowledge is power, but also part of overcoming anxiety too is exposing myself and giving myself the opportunity and the chance to learn how to believe in myself. So maybe that could be helpful for you too. You do deserve to trust yourself more and to have more. You deserve to see your light and your strengths and what you do have to offer, instead of just half of you, your weaknesses and your darkness, and where you might need to take up a little more space. It's important that you do give yourself the space that you need and that you deserve. Your ancestors are already coming through here, really wanting you to heal and to prioritize stability, especially if you have children. Or also, I want to say, like, in general, we all do have an impact on each other, so it's always important no matter what. But especially if you have children, or if you want children. Because you gotta know, like, as a parent, that's the job of somebody who is creating the next generation, just like teachers. Parents are teachers, they're just not academic teachers, For some reason I just heard academia. Maybe school is particularly significant for someone. Maybe there's something here important to reflect on related to that and your stability. Do you want to go back? Or is going to school is it going to create more instability? Is it going to be counterproductive? I guess is the right word. Let's go ahead and draw out this card now. This Ancestor Spirit Oracle card. This is such a clear message for somebody. We have upskill, work, career, crossroads. Okay, so this is definitely very work and academically focused. There's a focus here on learning and growing in general, whether it's at school or at work. There's something significant here about your productivity. You could be being faced to an important choice related to school or work. And like with school that I said already, this could be confirmation for someone to go back to school or to find a different way other than school if you feel called to learn the skills that you need for work, or who you want to be and what you want your career to be. I feel like we're all meant to be productive, but in our own uniquely fulfilling ways. I'm actually pretty excited to see this card because I mean, a lot of the times I read cards intuitively because I'm too ADHD to sit down and read all of the meanings that the authors wrote in the books. And sometimes, you know, it's obvious what the author means. But I read intuitively a lot, because in general, like reading like actual books and stuff, it takes me forever. So hard to sit down and be still, and someone could relate to that with me, and how it's so hard to sit down and be still. Maybe that's why it's hard to go to job or to think about the possibility of going back to school, because you're a little bit anxious when it comes to commitment, especially when it's a commitment to yourself. And I think it's because you sometimes hold it over yourself that you might take this commitment away from yourself by punishing yourself over things that you can't control, trying to get the universe's attention when that's not how the universe communicates. There's a better way to communicate, and you can move forward with work or school or what you want to do in those areas of your life. But it's important that before you do that, you learn how to not be your own worst enemy. I mean, particularly for work, I have learned that sometimes safety is more important than seeking justice, and justice can come later. It definitely can come later. That actually feels like a strong message there. So maybe there is a frustrating choice that you need to have. Maybe you want to leave school or leave a certain job, and it's going to take time. Don't use your own choices as ammunition against yourself, is what I want to say. Definitely take your choices seriously at this time. Think through, like, have a plan moving forward, whether you want to leave a school or go to a job or the opposite. Have a plan moving forward. Don't be scared, be prepared. And I'm only saying that because it's reminding me of this weather person that I watch, and that's kind of his saying on his channel. Maybe you feel called to pay attention to the weather. I know for me personally, that's definitely true. You might feel called to nature, which honestly, with the imagery on this card, it does feel like, obviously it's a more scholarly look, you know, but it's definitely, there's a lot of nature here with like the tree, and you know, they're outside. You know what I'm talking about. But let me look in the Ancestor Spirit Oracle Cards book, because I want to read straight from the book for you, just in case there's any extra messages in the book that I might have missed. So let me just find this real quick. Okay. Yeah, the next card after that is whole self-health. So maybe someone feels called to look at their health here. Upskill says work, career, crossroads, like the card says. The philosophy, sciences, and technologies of the ancient Greek civilization had a significant impact on many other cultures. I thought, because of like this in this building in the background, that it was more like Greek or Athenian, like in ancient times. But it says education was highly valued and focused on the arts of peace and war. Wow, peace and war is an interesting focus there. Maybe you feel focused on peace and war. If you want to manifest peace and war in this peace in this reality, or war, you first need to, you know, that war or that peace starts within first. So before you focus on bigger problems, maybe there's a message here to focus on your own. It says wealthy Greek children studied art, literature, science, math, and politics. Usually the boys were taught at home until they were 6 years old. After this, they went to school where they furthered their studies, learning poetry, debate, and how to play a musical instrument. When boys were 18, they attended military school for 2 years. Boys from poorer families were not sent to school. They were trained in a trade or craft on the job, but would also learn the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. Most Greek girls did not attend school unless they were from a wealthy family. If a mother could read and write, she might teach her daughter to read, write, do simple maths, and keep accounts alongside domestic duties so she could better manage a household. In the Greek state of Sparta, the primary purpose of education was to produce and maintain a powerful army. I'm being reminded of this other book that I'm reading, The Laws of Human Nature, and it talked about Sparta and Athens. So maybe that's an important timeline in history for you, like Greek and Athenian history. Maybe you could have Greek or Athenian ancestors, depending on who's watching this. It says, Spartan military school was challenging everything, and the Spartan educational system was about war and battle. Spartan girls also attended military school. Their school was not as brutal as the boys, but they were all taught how to handle a weapon and kill. They could also wrestle and fist fight. Some very interesting information here. The Ancestors Speak portion says, you are stuck at a crossroads and more information or education is the way forward. Upskilling or studying may be the solution to a career or a financial issue. It is time for a change. Empowering yourself with new skills and knowledge will help you direct that change. You are ready to make a positive shift, but may have been underestimating your ability to study or master something new. You do not necessarily need to do formal study at a college or university. Doing a short course, attending a seminar, or completing a weekend workshop might be a good place to start. Or, you can look up YouTube videos, or you can go on Wikipedia. There's a lot of resources out there, so, do take advantage of those. I feel like there's encouragement here for that. The divinatory meaning says, be courageous and disciplined like the ancient Greek warriors. Do not settle for a job or career that does not suit you well. Ask yourself how you could stimulate your career progress and increase your opportunities. Be honest with yourself about what you could improve and take steps toward achieving what you want in your career. Now is the perfect time for you to go forward and make these changes. Yeah, these changes are definitely significant here. That 5 is, the messages of the number 5 is being further reinforced, and especially with the number 7, because it's all about learning. So someone here feels like they might need to learn to upgrade in life, at school, in some form or another, and this is your confirmation for that, for sure. So I'm going to start finishing up this reading by drawing out a slip of paper from this bag to see what else your ancestors would like to say about, these messages for you. By the way, these slips of paper are like little fortune things that I got from my favorite Chinese restaurant here. It's called Panda Express, if you didn't already know it. It says, you are respected for being straightforward and honest. Someone here could have Asian ancestors. You definitely don't have to. I only say that because of this, where this fortune thing came from. Pandas, for me, personally, in my own interpretation, with them being the colors of black and white, it's reminding us of the light and the dark in the life. Maybe that's something you could learn more about. Maybe you feel called to some personal studies using the internet. I do feel that this fortune is, your ancestors with this fortune are encouraging you to be honest about your choices when it comes to work or going to school and what you feel is the right thing to do. It's okay to choose yourself and to lead a life that reflects who you truly are and what you feel called to learn and what you feel called to do.